Hello, Aries. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. This is my channel, Terror of the Twin Sun. My name is Ron. I'll be doing three portals for you, three iterations of a situationship or numerous situationships in which we'll hope to find resonance. Take what you will, leave the rest, and take it with credence. A lot of this is purely for entertainment and perhaps for some sort of reassurance or perhaps some sort of um, clarity, okay? Now, I've already shuffled the deck. I'm working with the Royal Fez today, and it's my prize deck from 1975. The first portal is opening. We have here something in the mid-November for the first portal time frame in which there is something that needs to be released, some sort of entanglement. Okay, here, an entanglement that has to do with a numerous amount of influences, including primarily the release of very much entrapped souls here in a type of bond. Okay, there's going to be a lot of sexual energy within this mid-month period, as well as a great deal for the need to be aware of this, most definitely aware. Along with this energy, with the Teufel or the devil, there is some sort of release, okay? A release of the structures that bind you in a type of fear. Somehow you are no longer fearing the demons within, or perhaps there's something about this situation in which someone is finally breaking free from the patterns that enslave the mind, or perhaps they're going deeper in and there's a deeper sort of restriction, or perhaps there's a layering of restrictions of the mind, okay? Luckily, there is also the Five of Cups in reverse. Now, this indicates some sort of sorrow from the past, but the ability to move away from such sorrow somehow, some way. And in which way, I am not entirely sure, but it seems like there is an energy within the Page of Pentacles in which some sort of goodness is going to come from it all. Okay? This can talk about the need to make commitments firm in a very civil way, or perhaps friendships, or perhaps some sort of offering, an offering or an apology from someone or something. It seems to me, though, Aries, that you have made a choice and you are clear about this choice. The choice is to move into calmer waters and perhaps to surrender any sort of fights or tribulations from the past, as well as creating well established boundaries, or perhaps forgiving those who have crossed your boundaries in the past, okay? This has to do with a great cycle. There's something very karmic about this connection in which not only does the devil come up, and there's a binding sort of agent that ties you to this person or this situation, but there is a need to move on, but the timing isn't right. Something about it that's holding you back, okay? And I'm seeing that you are able to get rid of any sort of fears, as well as to move away from past regrets and no longer fear that. You're coming to a state of peace, even though there is a certain amount of heavy forces, major arcana forces that are not entirely in your favor. There seems to have been some type of imbalance, an imbalance that has to do with someone else. This is another party that has gone into essentially a type of solitude in order to find their emotional stability, as well as to find the truth throughout the external world, throughout external factors that have been sort of influencing the situation. But I think if this is you, if the hangman is you, you're coming into a type of empowerment, okay, where you can stand with your truth, with the King of Swords, and perhaps be cold to those who may have rejected you in the past. However, there is also clarity as opposed to confusion when it comes to choices especially when it comes to the nature of your emotional fulfillment. There is a hidden love here, or perhaps there is a transformation that you're going through that leads to a lot of healing. And it's very important that you let your walls down so that you can let gifts come to you from the universe, some things that you have been trying to manifest through patience and waiting. More patience is indicated with the High Priestess, in that great secrets will be revealed, or perhaps you're tapping into your intuition and you're actually listening this time around, okay? The secret that the High Priestess holds has to do with a Seven of Pentacles situation, in which a great deal of time or energy has been cast aside and set aside, and you've been waiting for the great harvest of something or someone, in which there's an ability to go further into a secret that is no longer causing fear. It seems like you're transgressing a lot of fears when it comes to this particular relationship. There seems to be a binding agent between you and this person, and the wheel of karma is not yet spinning in your favor. But there is a great truth that is coming to you with the King of Swords as well as the Ace of Swords. I think your logic and your aha moment is definitely coming into fruition. Okay. It seems like, yeah, definitely. You're not going to be offering any sort of like reconciliation with this person, or perhaps they with you. Something about the romance in this situation has died, and indeed, there might be an ability to manifest some sort of congruency with this person, a re simultaneity in which something happens and you are able to see them for who they are, which is essentially someone who's manifesting the wrong thing in the wrong time, and you will be further standing in your power. We have the King of Rods here, or rather the Emperor. Yeah, it's the Emperor. The Emperor. So you will be standing in your power. You will be in control of the situation, regardless of who or what this lover was to you. Okay, because overall, I think you see them as a type of liar or manipulator, with the Magician in reverse, as well as the Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, but be careful if there's any sort of fire or passion within you, or anger. It will be expressed, and you may end up hurting this person's feelings. But I think you're willing to listen to what they have to say. But it seems like what they have to say is essentially something that has to do with this energy, which is the Two of Pentacles, which is balancing out the forces that be in order to make an executive order, or perhaps a clear decision when it comes to love and the choice of love, or many loves, or reaching out on a soul level. There is a connection here. It's very intense, but it's also a bit toxic for you, and it's led you into a type of hermit mode to find out what in all really matters to you in terms of emotional fulfillment. Okay, your vision of the cups, the cup sequence. Portal number 1 is closed. Aries number 2, the portal is opening. I will go ahead and clear the energy of the cards once again. This is purely for your imagination. Take what you will and leave anything else that doesn't serve you. Portal number 2 is open, and the cards are almost ready. Okay. Wow. Aries number 2, there is some semblance with the first Aries portal, and this has to do with, once again, a decision that you are clearly making, or perhaps there is a choice in which you are using your logic in order to find out what in all ignites your fire, how to light your fire, who lights your fire. And the Queen of Rods here is the primary manifester. This could be your energy in which you are standing in pure manifestation mode. What you're manifesting here is a type of choice, a choice of the wits, and the ability to make that choice with the upcoming new moon energy within a few weeks, and the ability also to find love in the equation here with the Ace of Cups. This talks about transformation, as well as healing, as well as a higher love than the Two of Cups energy, something that wells from within. Yeah, it seems like with the Emperor and the King of Pentacles here, there is some sort of stability and foundation in which you are able to sit on your throne and to be able to hold the resources that represent your power. Okay, definitely you're coming into power this month, as well as the King of Rods. You know your power, you know your passions, where they lie. And they lie in some sort of stability for you with the Pentacles here. Yeah, there's also something about the nature of this healing that I spoke of earlier. You are with the Star here, being able to get rid of a lot of negative emotions that have come from love situations, some sort of purgation, as well as the need to release, as well as the need to be grounded, as well as to the need to feel again under the fated sequence of the cosmos. Okay, there's something here in which you are coming into more happiness as well as awareness, a higher sense of being, a higher sense of reason, as well as a higher sense of celebration. Happiness is going to find you, and you are coming into power this month, okay? However, the Emperor here is in the reverse. This happiness will come at the cost of your own energy and your own resources. You will be expending a lot of energy in the month of November. After a great deal of solitude and coming out with your own new truth and your own inner fire, will find a situation or perhaps a commitment from the past in order to execute some sort of revisitation. Okay, this is a cycle that needs to end, and it actually has left you into a type of burnout situation. Someone here is definitely trying to set aside their the passions within themselves within a certain situation, and it's very difficult because there's a type of misguided truth, or perhaps a lie, or perhaps a coldness that is irreconcilably it's undeniable, this coldness. Okay, with along with the Hermit, there was also the Four of Swords, so the need to rest as well as rest the mind in order to find some sort of solemnity or some sort of peace. Okay. Um, Along with the first iteration of Aries, there was a type of cycle that needed to end, and it wasn't able to, with the world in reverse. Here, once again, there's an indication of a type of cycle that is regenerative. So it's like bringing back into life, some sort of reanimation of a cycle, and there is possibly some sort of situation from the past that's coming into the present for you in the mid month of November. Okay, if this happens, I think it's only to close off old connections and to perhaps to leave off any sort of old entanglements in order to be set free. Okay, something about this in which someone will offer a type of communication that may be lighthearted, but it may lead to something even more ridiculous with the Five of Rods here. The construction of a structure that probably won't work because there's a great deal of ego as well as control from opposing parties that are creating tension. Okay, so the communications might create this, and it may lead to someone feeling abandoned in a certain type of way in a certain type of situation. This connection, though, is very much deep, and it's very much in the past, and it has a lot to do with the gateways of possibilities as well as the gateways of union. Okay. But once again, there's something about it with the Cups energy here, the Four of Cups. Some sort of rejection was in the past, and now this person is rushing in order to relieve a cycle. Okay, this may be a type of betrayal, or there might be a hidden motive here, in which there's a great deal of prudence for you to take care when it comes to this, because someone's going to be not only left out in the cold, but there's also going to be a type of regret in this situation. Okay. Um, Also, I think you're done waiting. This is a big cycle. I think you're done waiting with the Three of Rods in reverse. You're done waiting for your own stability as well as your own ability to be grounded and to also be eloquent in what you need, what you want, and how you're going to get it. Okay? There is also a need for you to expand in a certain way, to expand and to heal and to convert the energies of love into something more healing. There's a lot of healing for Aries number 1 and Aries number 2 here. There's an end also to cycles of shadiness with someone, or perhaps you are done with these manipulation games. I think more than anything, you're coming into a type of strength, and you're willing to work hard with the Eight of Pentacles on any new structures in your life, or any sort of new structures that are needed to be restructured in a certain way. Okay, when it comes to a vision of your ultimate fulfillment and your ultimate stability here with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it needs to be found. Okay, however, you're going to have a great deal of passion as well as emotion for a new type of commitment to yourself and to others when it comes to your emotions. Look to friends and look to others, because it seems like they're going to offer you options, as well as there will be clear boundaries with any sort of any new social interactions you have this month. Aries number 2, that portal is closed. Okay, so this is the last iteration, number 3, and this is for Aries. I'll go ahead and clear the energy of the cards, and we'll see what's going on for you this month, this mid-month. Mercury retrograde has been really tough. It's been hard to formulate a lot of sentences in general, and I know that people are very aggressive right now. So for Aries number 1 and Aries number 2, I can see why there would be a lot of mistrust with the general sort of ambience, or the general sort of communities around you. But I encourage you to take heart and to trust that human beings will always be themselves. Okay. So, Aries number 3, you may have been thinking a great deal about something. The portal is open, by the way. A great deal and a great cycle of the mind has led to a type of stagnancy. There is something about the way in which you have been trying to rest and trying to relieve your mind, but there's a holdback, some sort of intensity, especially with Mercury retrograde. This has to do with a deep soul connection with someone, a very deep one. And the writing in this soul connection is quite profound, but there's something about it. Something about the connection you had with this person wasn't really satisfying, or perhaps there was some type of offer that wasn't entirely accepted. Perhaps you or them have been sort of held back in a certain way because of this fear of a great commitment here. Seems to me that someone was giving to multiple parties here with the Six of Pentacles, and there is some sort of balancing acts that is going on with time, with energy, and with commitments, okay? But you or them have offered already some sort of civil offering in terms of time commitment, as well as resources of love and energy. There has been an offer, a clear offer here on the table. It seems to me that you have grown impatient, or perhaps they have, when it comes to what is owed here. There's a great deal of pentacle energy here, as well as a need for patience, but the inability to be patient when it comes to some sort of cycle. A cycle that has to do with the moon, as well as has to do with loyalty to others in commitments of love, in structures of love, okay? There is something about it that I don't entirely trust. However, perhaps you don't. There's something about the fear that has been instilled with the moon energy, as well as with the Nine of Swords energy, some sort of really intense fear or holdback. But there is a clear connection with you and this person, okay? And you've worked hard in order to get to wherever you are with this person, but this hard work seems to have been not paying off too well. Perhaps someone laid down an apology, and it wasn't good enough for you. There was something fishy about the apology, okay? Or perhaps you may have been friends with this person, or you were tied to them, you met them in the community somehow. And perhaps there was a time when an offering of a higher level of commitment, or a higher sort of mandate of soul energy was actually here, okay? But there's something about it. There's something that's holding you back, because there's a lack of karma, or a lack of clarity when it comes to the just equation of you and this person, okay? The balances are off. Even though this person has been trying to balance with you, perhaps they've been trying to balance with someone else, and they may send you a type of communication in mid-month of November. Okay, some sort of communication that comes in the form of the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords as well as the Page of Rods shows up. These two indicate to me a type of energy that is very much naive, but is willing to talk about boundaries and talk about creating some sort of passionate communications here coming to you, and perhaps you may give it to them, but I don't know how these will be sort of reconciling any sort of injustices from the past. There's a great karma here that has to do with someone not walking the path of the fool, okay? Not willing to take a new sort of cycle with this person. Therefore, the cycle has somewhat closed, okay, with the world here. And it's very important that you find healing this month when it comes to this, especially if you think that they may have changed their ways in terms of the Seven of Swords energy. But really, this person as well as you need to embrace the fact that there needs to be some sort of healing, or perhaps purgation, some sort of release here. Complete release, okay? A release that will release cycles of pain from the past and will lead you into a type of new glory or boon when it comes to your heart's desire, as well as your ability to stand firm as a lover, as well as someone who is passionate and great at manifesting, okay? There will be options for you mid-month here, but I think these will collapse in some way, shape, or form. The options will collapse, and perhaps structures around you will collapse. Perhaps there's something about this third party dynamic that will collapse, and perhaps it won't affect you. I think it won't affect you. There will be slow messages about some sort of manipulation, okay? I think you will notice this and come into some sort of victory because you've been able to meditate quite a bit over the situation to find and to get the fuck out of Dodge, pardon my French, and find strength again, okay, which is wonderful. Also, there is a type of community or a type of teamwork with someone or someone new, or perhaps someone in your community, a friend, and they will lead you to a type of happiness, and it might turn into something great in terms of an emotional commitment or an emotional sort of expansion through the Queen of Cups energy, and lead you into a new sort of passion and a new control over your manifestation, okay? That is the third iteration for Aries. Once again, this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Thank you for tuning in mid-month of November. I really do appreciate likes, shares, and subscribes, and I hope that resonated with you. Then I'll see you. Ciao.